Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made a dish with a bubble technique. This is a new technique in resin. I haven't seen it anywhere, and this was something I was experimenting with after I saw some nail videos. So first I took this mix of holographic glitter. It's Recollections glitter from Michaels. So I took some glitter and mixed it with clear resin, and I used it to edge on the coaster. So after mixing the glitter, there were some bubbles, and I used 91% alcohol in a spray bottle and sprayed it on the resin. So that got rid of all the bubbles on the top. Then I gently poured it on the side of the coaster to make like a contrasting edge for the bubbles technique. You will soon see why I did this. And when I was done doing the edge of the coaster, I used some clear resin and poured it in the center just to give it like a clean base in the center. Um, the technique involves using UV resin over regular resin. So when I did this, I let it cure for a full day and let it. Now here comes the interesting part. I got some UV resin and poured it over the coaster just to give it like a nice layer, not too thin but not too thick either. And I also got a soap mixture, which is 1 part soap and about 3 parts water, and I mixed it up in a cup, and I used like a big straw to make bubbles, and I kept blowing bubbles and kind of dropped it on the UV resin. Make sure you do this process quickly because the bubbles will disappear and you won't get the effect you want. So I made a lot of bubbles and dropped it on the coaster, and I wanted it to kind of get hard before they disappear. So I ran outside in the sun because I didn't have my lamp on me. I forgot to bring it up. So the sun was the best bet. It's the fastest way to cure a UV resin. So I took it outside, and when it cured in like 10 minutes, I got it in and dabbed it with like a paper tissue just to take away the wetness. And when it was fully dry, I used a chameleon powder, and just first I used a brush, but then I just decided my finger was better since there were all grooves in it. And I just went on rubbing the chameleon powder all over it. Just make sure you're going gently with the powder. You are rubbing it into the resin, but make sure you're not scratching the resin because whatever you do is going to show up. This is the back, but whatever you do here is going to show up against the front. You'll see what I mean in a bit. So just be gentle, take your time, spread it all along the grooves. So I spread it first with my finger, and then I used the brush to gently just wipe off the excess because you don't want clumps in your coaster. You don't want anything sticking out. You just want like a smooth, nice, color changing finish. So that's what I was aiming for here. And once that was done, I let it just cure a little more in the sun just for that pigment to adhere better to the UV resin. Now this is a little tricky part. You see like a pinkish greenish color in here, but the chameleon powder changes when you add black resin to it. So I used Alumilite black pigment, and I added it to clear resin to tint it black. And I love this pigment. As I've said in my previous videos too, I don't get paid for this, but I just love this pigment and I love how it mixes up with the resin. So just fill the coaster up with black resin to give a contrast to the chameleon pigment. And when you're done, just spray it with some alcohol, and that will get rid of the bubbles. Let it cure for 24 hours and then demold the coaster. Let's see. Oh my god, look at that. It's not pink at all, it's that purple and blue and green. It's amazing. See how it is sparkling in the sun. Just wanted to mention that I saw a T and Art make a bubble technique. This is a little different. This is a reverse bubble technique, which I have not seen anyone do. Um, just wanted to give her a mention and a shout out because she makes very good videos too. So I hope you enjoy this reverse bubble technique in resin. And if you make some, be sure to give that due credit. And if you like my channel, please subscribe and like and share this video. Thank you so much.